Hello everybody, it is me, Taylor Strange, owner and founder of Results-Based Business Solutions and owner and founder of Monarch Beauty Aesthetics, most rated med spa in our market of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I say that with pride. So what I wanted to talk about today is how my wife and I turned our $40,000 investment into a 7-figure annually producing business. And that's our med spa that I just referred to. So a little bit of backstory here. In 2021, my wife and I sold our house. She had just become a nurse practitioner with several years of injecting experience. So we saw an opportunity within the industry and we ran with it. So we did all the licensures and everything that we had to do to keep us legal and insured and good with the state. We found a room at Sola Salon that was perfect for our budget starting off. And within 2 years, man, we had 4 employees, 2 different rooms, and had signed our lease for a brand new build out for a beautiful location that we now have open. So all of it happened very, very quickly, and that $40,000 turned into much more very quickly because of a few different things that we did working together. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So if you had to ask me, what did it take to take that $40,000 and create the business that you have now? I took a few notes here. I'm not like a Southern Baptist preacher or anything. I need something to reference here, you know. So the main thing when we discussed this, my wife and I, like, what does this thing look like? What does our vision look like to create a money-making machine where you're passionate about what you do and we give fantastic service and everybody loves us? And it was our mission statement. You know, her and I are having these conversations for months leading up to actually moving forward with the business. And the same way that I had ran my real estate business, personal training business, anything that I had had my hands in before, service was always number one. And we put our clients above ourselves, and we still do to this day, and it served us very, very well. So instead of looking at it through the lens of how much money can we make, let's get all we can, keep all we can, we really place that focus onto how we can help our clients and our patients. So that was number one. So we created a mission statement that we stood behind when we opened, that we currently stand behind, and it served us very, very well. And you guys can see if you take a look at our Google reviews, that message is conveyed to the public and our clients very, very well. So very grateful for that. So once we had the vision of, okay, this is how we're going to take care of people, this is the level of service and care that we intend to provide, the next were the back-end systems. So as a business owner, and I know it can be a little difficult for a lot of you guys that own med spas that come from a medical background to really understand the business side of things, especially out of the gate. So back-end systems were extremely important to me, and that was my job. So I wanted that customer experience from start to finish to be as seamless as possible, as easy as possible, and I wanted to create a great experience with it. So I made sure that our back-end systems allowed for online booking, email marketing, automation, text marketing automation, reporting, everything from top to bottom. I sit and thought, what does this look like when this individual either calls or preferably books online? And that's the thing, you want to eliminate as many variables as humanly possible when you open up your business. The quicker and easier it can be for you and your patient, the more time and money that you are going to have, and life is going to have a lot less headache. And I see this a lot with other med spas or other service-based businesses that you have to call to make an appointment, which is great. If that's how you want to run your business, go for it, man. It is all good. I have no problem with that. It's always good to have direct communication with that patient, that client, that inquiry. It's always good. However, when we look at time and effort as being a commodity, the quicker we can get to the point, and the point for me was booking appointments. I wanted to see our books get full as quickly as humanly possible. So the back-end systems were extremely important to me. And so I had set everything up out of the gate pretty darn well. And at the time we had used Square, and although Square has a few clunky features, it's a very strong platform for reporting. The automations are awesome. It's very easy for the new owner. So big fan of Square. And then over the time of a month, 2 month, 3, maybe even 6, we were always making adjustments, or excuse me, I was, on the back end of things to become more efficient, change our automations to make a little bit more sense, really focus our attention on the customer, their experience, and how we are perceived, whether it's marketing, confirmations, follow-up, and all that good stuff. So back-end systems, extremely important. Now, this is one that many of you guys may not think about, and I would not have thought about this either had I not had other businesses and other projects that I had to use this tactic with. So it was very important for me for our URL, as well as our social media handles and anything that was relative to our business, to all be the same. And so our website is www.monarchbeautychat.com, and that's chat because we're in Chattanooga. So all of my IG handle, my Facebook handle, YouTube handle, anything else that may require some type of, say acronym necessarily, but some type of handle, I wanted it all to be congruent. I wanted everything that we had to be Monarch Beauty Chat. So ahead of time, before I had locked down the URL, along with the Instagram page, along with the Facebook page, I made sure that these handles and the URL was available. Once I knew that check, this is it, boom, pulled the trigger. Now nobody has any trouble finding us, and in regards to my staff, clients, patients, people that are inquiring about us, it's all congruent, it's all the same. I know that may sound silly and insignificant, but it's not. If you have ABC Med Spa 26_- whatever it may be, and none of which are congruent from platform to platform, you will feel that pain later on. So out of the gate, a few different mistakes you can make, and that's one of them. Keep everything nice and congruent, and you will thank me later. Okay, so knowing that we were out of Sola Salon, and I don't know if you guys know what a Sola Salon is, but it's basically a room that you pay rent for weekly. They cover all your utilities, all that good stuff, and you just go to work. And we're beside acupuncturists, well, there's one acupuncturist, excuse me, but mostly hairdressers that were beside here. And it smells like shit. You got the perm stuff that smells absolutely horrible that we're having to work around. We have zero lobby. And at first, it was just my wife and I working. She would take patients in clinic, and I would answer the phones as the office manager working from home or wherever the hell I was, right? So then eventually we got an office manager, which also worked remote, then got another room in Sola, and kind of grew where we were planted. However, the point is we were in Sola having to go toe-to-toe with these luxury med spas, right? It wasn't a good look. It didn't, nothing says luxury about walking into Sola Salon. So we really had to paint a picture of our presentation. And what I mean by that is we had to showcase ourselves in our greatest light. With our online presence especially, because as people and as consumers, we only believe what we see. That's all we have to go by. That's all we have to judge. So it was extremely important to me out of the gate that our marketing looked fantastic, which I did the majority of out of the gate when we first opened through Canva. Canva is an awesome program. Now the wife and the girls, they team up on some stuff and I step in when I need to. But the presentation that we created for our business, although we were out of Sola Salon, you would have never known it. You would have thought we were a luxury med spa, because that's how we painted ourselves. That's how we presented ourselves. That's how we saw ourselves. And although the room and the space we were in was not necessarily conducive to a luxury location and a luxury experience, we created that experience and gave that to the world, and we showed that. So we showed ourselves in our best light and hid our weaknesses, if that makes any sense. And it's just like anything else in life, man. Like you look at a professional athlete, they call him a 5-tool hitter for a reason. You're a 5-tool player. Most of the time, especially early on in your career as a business owner, you're not going to have everything. If you have all the money and you have the facilities, you don't yet have the audience. You have the audience, but you may not necessarily have the money yet because you've invested so much. So that being said, do the best you can with what you have and be resourceful with that. And that's what we did, and we played to our strengths. We hammered Google reviews. And we did everything we could in the online space to really paint the picture of us being some rock stars. And it worked. And it's funny, it is the law of attraction. The girls kept working, I kept working until we actually were this luxury experience. And I'm extremely proud of that. So as a new business, if you're trying to get off the ground, paint yourself in the best light possible. And the best way to do that is via social media and how you take care of your clients. But social media to the consumer, it's everything. And the last thing that I would say was the most important thing to us, turning this $40,000 investment into a 7-figure producing med spa, is leadership skills. And when you work with your significant other, it's not always easy. Nobody's written a book on this shit, and maybe I can one of these days, who knows. But when we first hired employees, it was a struggle for both myself and my wife with communication with the employee, to build respect, to build camaraderie and support. And over time, I have grown much better as a leader, as well as my wife. And my wife, more importantly, because she's the one that's interacting day to day. And if there is one problem I see amongst business owners, especially in the med spa space, is that they have horrible staffing issues. They have that employee that's always late or calls in or starts office drama, but they can't fire them because of this reason, and it's all office drama constantly. And so if you have good leadership skills, great leadership skills, and are a good judge of character, you can avoid a lot of these problems. And we went through those problems. We had some difficult issues out of the gate with staffing. And if we did not become better at that, if our skills did not develop as they needed to, then we would not have been able to do what we did. So if you are opening your own spot or you're struggling, work on your leadership skills. It makes a world of difference. It doesn't matter how good your business model is, how great your systems are. None of that shit makes any difference if you don't have a team of people that like you and they trust you and will follow you to the gates of hell. So that's what you got to do. But that's it. Those are my 6 quick points about how my wife and I turned our $40,000 investment into a 7-figure producing business. If you would like to talk to me, I have a link below to book a free consultation in regards to help. I got SMS strategies, email strategies, Google optimization strategies, and if you just need help with anything, let me know. I'd love to help you. Thanks.